I watched a video earlier, right? I saw a video earlier on Facebook, I think it was. And it was about, how do you know if you've been a good dad or not while you're in a relationship? He was in a relationship and he's not got an ex-wife. So as a married man, as a normal family, how do you know if you've been a good dad? So I thought, oh, that's great. What about if you're not? So here's 20 things every separated dad needs to hear. Let's talk about being a separated dad, shall we? The Instagram version, not the smiling photo at the zoo with a caption, "King memories." I mean the real version. The version where you're packing school uniforms into a bag on a Sunday night. The version where Christmas becomes a military negotiation. The version where you've got toothbrushes in 2 houses, different rules in 2 houses, and apparently your child now needs administrative assistance just to remember where their PE kit is. Being a separated dad is strange. You're still a father every day, but you might not physically see your child every day. And that messes with your head. So here's 20 things that actually matter if you're a separated dad. Not 20 patronizing slogans, 20 things that can make the difference between being a dad who merely has contact and being a dad who has a real relationship with his child, until they get to 18 at least. Number 1, stop measuring fatherhood purely on overnights. Yes, time matters. Of course it does. Of course it matters. But children need meaningful time, quality time with both parents, wherever that is safe and appropriate. But some dads become so obsessed with percentages and their relationship turns into a spreadsheet. I've got 43%. She's got 57%. Wonderful. Your child isn't a timeshare in Tenerife. The court might count nights, but your child experiences connection. So you can have a child for half the week and emotionally ignore them. You can have limited time and make every hour feel safe, warm, and important. Absolutely. 5 times where is necessary. But when you get that time, use it. Number 2, your child is not your witness. Yeah. Stop asking questions designed to position for a position statement. It's just not right. Who was at mum's house? What time did she get home? Did she say anything about me? What did her new partner do? That's not a conversation. That's a cross-examination with chicken nuggets. Your child still should not feel that coming back to your house means being interviewed by MI5. Let them tell you about their life naturally. Be curious about them, not investigative about the other parent. There is a big difference. Number 3, do not make your child choose who to love. Children do not experience their parents in the same way their parents experience each other. You might see betrayal, they see mum. You might see manipulation, they see dad. You might have 1,000 legitimate reasons to dislike the other parent. Your child still has an emotional bond with them. When you attack the other parent in front of their child, the child often hears an attack on part of themselves because half of their identity come from that person. So no, you don't have to pretend everything is wonderful. Why would you? But you do have to stop making your child feel guilty for loving both parents. Number 4, become emotionally predictable. Children need to know which version of dad they're coming home to. Not happy dad on a Friday, bitter dad on a Saturday, raging at a text message, dad's dad on Sunday. Children become anxious when they have to scan a parent's face before deciding whether it's safe to speak. It's called walking on eggshells. I've experienced it. Some of you probably have. Children should not have to do it. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to be hurt. You are allowed to have bad days, but your child should not have to manage your nervous system for you. That's your job. Number 5, stop making your child responsible for your loneliness. This happens quietly. Dad loses his relationship. He loses the family home. He loses daily contact. Then the children arrive on a Sunday, they become his entire emotional support system. He tells them too much. He clings too tightly. He gets upset when they want to see friends. He takes normal teenage independence as rejection. Now listen carefully. Your child is not abandoning you because they want to go to a birthday party. No, they are growing up. Your job is to not make them feel guilty for having a life beyond you. Your job is still to build a life strong enough that they do not have to hold on to it together. Number 6, stop trying to buy your way out of guilt. Separated dads often feel guilty, so they compensate. Presents, takeaways, theme parks, new trainers, no bedtime, no rules. Basically, Disneyland with maintenance payment. But your child does not need a cruise director. They need a father. They need boundaries. They need routine. They need somebody willing to say no without panicking that they will become less popular. You're not running for election. Parenting is not a popularity contest. Sometimes good parents look like disappointment in the short term and gratitude 10 years later. Number 7, keep your promises, especially the small ones. Trust is not built through one massive speech about how much you love your children. Trust is built when you say you will call at 7 and you call at 7. When you say you will be at the school play and you're sitting there looking uncomfortable on a tiny plastic chair. When you say you will collect them and your car is outside. Children notice patterns. Every kept promise says you matter. Every casually broken promise says something too. So do not make promises because you feel emotional. Make promises you can keep. Then keep them. Number 8, never use your child as a messenger. Tell your mum that I'm not paying for that. Ask your dad what time he's bringing you back. Tell her she needs to check her emails. No. You're both adults. Use your phones. Use an app. Use smoke signals for all I care. Use a carrier pigeon wearing a Kafkas lanyard. But do not put adult communication into the children's mouth. Children should not have to deliver messages. They might cause conflict. That creates anxiety. It also teaches them that relationships are managed through avoidance and triangulation. Speak directly where possible. Keep it factual. Keep it brief. Keep your child out of it. Number 9. Accept that you cannot control the other house. This one drives separated parents mad. Different food, different bedtime, different discipline, different standards, different definition of what counts as clean bedroom. You may think the house is chaotic. You may think yours is run like a low security prison. Unless there isn't a genuine welfare safeguarding concern, you have to accept that different homes can have different rules. Focus on your house. Focus on your values, your conduct, your relationship. Trying to control everything happening elsewhere will make you look obsessive, angry, permanently exhausted. Control what belongs to you. Let go of what does not. Number 10, do not make court your personality. Family court can consume you. Applications, statements, reports, emails, allegations, bundles the size of a Victorian wardrobe. You start speaking in legal phrases. You stop saying, I'm picking up my son. And you start saying, I'm facilitating handover in accordance with paragraph 6. Calm down, Robocop. Calm down. The case matters. Yes, but your child matters more than the case. Do not spend the entire weekend talking about hearings, professionals, and injustice. Your child needs a dad, not a walking litigation update. Deal with the legal process when necessary. Then return to being human. Number 11, learn the difference between listening and interrogating. When your child tells you something difficult, your first reaction matters. If they say, Mum shouted at me, do not immediately leap up like you've just found an exhibit A. Ask how they felt. Ask what happened. Stay calm. Children sometimes speak emotionally, partially or without context. It does not mean ignore them. It means listen before you construct a prosecution. And when they tell you about their own mistakes, do not rush to lecture. If every confession becomes courtroom speech, they'll eventually stop confessing. Sometimes they need wisdom. Sometimes they need guidance. Sometimes they need you to say, I understand. Let's work out what happens next. Number 12, apologize properly when you get it wrong. Not this. I'm sorry, but you were winding me up. No. That is not an apology. That is not an apology. That is blame wearing a fake moustache. A proper apology sounds like this. I shouted. That was wrong. You did not deserve that. I'm going to handle things better next time. That does not weaken your authority. It strengthens it. Children do not need a father who pretends to be flawless. They don't need either parent to pretend to be flawless. They need a father who demonstrates accountability, owns their shit, because one day they will make mistakes too, and they will. Remember whether dad taught them to hide it, defend it, and blame it, or admit it, repair it, and grow. Own your shit. Number 13, do not compete with the other parents. Pointless. Who bought the better present? Pointless. Who booked the better holiday? Who gets the louder birthday reaction? Who has a nicer house? Stop it. Just stop it. You're not two rival companies bidding for customer loyalty. Your child should not feel pressure to perform gratitude differently in each home. You do not need to be the favorite. You need to be trustworthy. Favorites change depending on who has the Wi-Fi password. Character lasts forever. Number 14, build ordinary routines. Separated parents sometimes feel that every contact weekend must be magical. It does not. Children need normality. Cooking dinner, doing homework, walking the dog, cleaning up, watching a film, arguing about whose turn it is to load the dishwasher. That is family life. Do not underestimate the emotional value of an ordinary repetition. Routines tell a child this is your home too, not a hotel, not a weekend attraction. Home. Number 15, take an interest in who your child is becoming. Do not freeze them at the age they were when you separated. Children change, their interests change, their fear, their humour changes, their friendships change. The 8-year-old who loved football might become a 14-year-old who loves music or sings silently in a hoodie. Stay curious. Do not demand they remain the version of themselves that made you feel most needed. Know their friends. Know what they watch. Know what embarrasses them. Know what matters to them most. A relationship survives separation when curiosity survives familiarity. 16. Protect your own mental health. Protect your own mental health. This is not soft. This is responsibility. If you are depressed, get support. If you're drinking too much, deal with it. If you're obsessed with your ex, address it. If you're permanently angry, find somewhere appropriate to put that anger. I said angry for like 6-7 years. Before therapy, exercise, friends, support groups, writing, whatever helps you process without dumping it onto your child. That's what you do. Your pain may not be your fault, but managing it is your responsibility. A wounded father can still be a good father. An unaccountable father, his wounds into everybody else's problem. Number 17. Do not just disappear because the relationship becomes difficult. Teenagers become rude. Conflict can interfere with contact. Messages can go unanswered. You may feel rejected. Do not respond by vanishing and calling it self-respect. Keep the door open. Keep communication appropriate. Keep showing care without pressure. There is a difference between respecting space, and emotionally abandoning your child because your ego got hurt. You are the adult. Play the long game. Number 18, teach through behavior, not speeches. You can tell your son to respect women, but how do you speak about his mum? You can tell your daughter to demand healthy relationships, but what behavior do you tolerate in yours? You can preach resilience, but what happens when life disappears and disappoints you? You can preach honesty, but do you lie when it suits you? Children listen to what you say, but they study what you do. Your habits are the real curriculum. Number 19, stop expecting immediate recognition. Good parenting often goes unnoticed. You may make sacrifices nobody sees. You may stay calm when you want to explode. You may protect your child from information that would make you look better. You may show up for years and still feel misunderstood. That is hard. Fatherhood is not a transaction. Do not behave well because a child will instantly reward you with loyalty. You do it because it's right. Sometimes children understand later, sometimes much later. Your job is to remain somebody worth understanding. Number 20, remember what success actually is. Success is not defeating your ex. It's not getting the final word. It is not having the biggest house, the best solitaire, or the most impressive holiday. Success is raising a child who feels safe telling you the truth. A child who knows your love does not disappoint or disappear when they disappoint you. A child who does not feel responsible for your emotions. A child who can love both parents without fear. A child who grows up into an adult that understands that despite separation, Dad didn't collapse into bitterness. He adapted. He grew. He stayed. That is what being a separated dad is. Not perfection, not performance, not winning every battle. It is the discipline to keep the adult pain away from the child's identity. It is being reliable when life becomes unreliable. It is creating peace without pretending there was never a war. And one day, your child will not remember the wording of the order. They will not remember who sent which email. They will not remember who made the better legal argument. But they will remember who showed up, who listened, who stayed calm, who kept their word, and who made them feel that even though their family changed, their father did not disappear.